this space inside my heart, and I need you to patch me up. I feel lost, I feel lost. Will you be my love? 'Cause I need you. To sleep easy. To sleep easy. To sleep easy. I've got this space inside my heart, and I need you to patch me up. I feel lost, I feel lost. Will you be my love? 'Cause I need you. To sleep easy. To sleep easy. To sleep easy. The first time I can sleep easy from the first.
Good evening and welcome back to the C-Star League. My name's Toffees, bringing you the action. You can follow me at Toffees TV, and I'm joined by my co-caster, Gorgon the Wonder Cow. You can find him at the Wonder Cow over on Twitter as well. And don't forget to follow C-Star League for updates on all upcoming games. Big shout out to our sponsors, Asus, Republic of Gamers, and Twitch for helping to make this tournament possible. We did have to turn the overlays off, guys, so that you would be able to see what was happening on the screen with the draft format that we are doing a captain's draft best of one Scrim series. So it should be a lot of fun. Gorgon, are you there? If you can hear me and I can't hear you, go ahead and do the disconnect reconnect trick that we've been working on.
Yeah.
Dyer's ban.
Let's see if that works.
Hello?
Ah, so loud. Gotcha, though. We're here. We're both working.
You've got me now?
Yep, I got
It's all
you.
good?
I have you. You have me. We have the draft to talk about. All strength heroes, Sans 1 banned out in the early forms of this game. As we look at what's going to be in it. Ember Spirit to start out. Queen of Pain, fast frenetic draft, fast frenetic play. Omni Knight grabbed up on the opposite side. NCSU Division 1 versus CMU, who left their name off just to piss me off in this game, I think. But we should have some fun watching it. Game sounds are back on, so I think we're going to have some fun in this one. It'll be a little less discombobulating. Witch Doctor, they're going to look at it go again. This will be the second game that we see him in this evening, which is a little unique sometimes for the Captain's Draft to see repeat heroes. But Witch Doctor, too
You
strong
get like
to
half the
ignore.
heroes to the pool, so it's not that. If the hero's good, it's not that weird to see him twice, because you do have a wide variety of heroes to pick from.
I gotcha. I gotcha. A wide variety of heroes to pick from is what you're saying.
Yes, well, quite literally, that is what I'm saying. Mirana is going to be here with the Spirit Breaker. That's a lot of roaming potential against NCSU. They'll need to watch out globally.
Did you turn your mic up at all while you were off? Because you're getting distortion at this point.
Am I getting distortion?
Not anymore.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Is that good now?
Try again.
Is that good right there?
It is. You're a little quieter, so we got to find that equal.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the sweet spot for you.
Okay, there you go. That sounds pretty sweet to me.
Well, there we go.
There we are. That's it. That's the sweet spot if I ever heard one. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Marana gets picked up. Kunkka as well for NCSU. And one of my personal favorites and yours, I think, Spirit Breaker. Okay, maybe not yours, but definitely IX Mike for a while there, as we will see him played in this game. I think he's got a lot of mobility, a lot of functionality. Works well with the Queen of Pain and the Marana. This team is going to look to be very aggressive. And honestly, if they play like they did last time, that's not a bad thing. Up against that is NCSU. They have more stall. They have more control. That Faceless Void alone can stop some of this aggressive play. Should be pretty interesting to see how it goes down. What do you think so far of the draft? You're the smart one here.
Well, while you can say that all you want, it won't make it true. But I think that the draft is very heavily skewed toward NCSU if we do go through the late game. I think in the early game, Radiant do have a slight draft advantage, but they still need to be wary of the Nyx Assassin. With all the rotating around, it's very easy to leave a Queen of Pain or Marana alone for just long enough for them to get caught out by the Nyx. But it does appear to be a support Nyx, which will mitigate a bit of that pressure.
Did you say midify?
I'm a little sick, Toffees. Leave me alone.
Well, let's see. So the Nyx is picked up, and you got to wonder, what can the Radiant get to midify the Nyx Assassin is what I'm curious about as they look for their grab here. Man, could be pretty interesting. And I don't know. What do you think? Meepo? Not.
I don't think they have a Meepo player. Yeah.
Be cool if
Otherwise,
they did, though.
Meepo would be fine.
Be
Quite
cool if
honestly,
they did.
they'll probably Slardar.
You don't think Ancient Apparition?
Maybe Omni Knight off lanes, but
Okay.
I think they grab a Slardar here.
Okay. All right. I think Spirit Breaker would be a good offlane. We'll see. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got for us. I mean, they don't need to. Oh, I guess they do. Well, can they
So
let me ask you this: is anybody in the pool besides Meepo would be able to take the late game away from NCSU? Based on what NCSU already has.
Tiny, maybe.
Maybe
You
Tiny.
get a really good early game start on Tiny.
But that's it,
so
right?
That
you would have a PA or a Tiny that has to get a really good early start potentially. Otherwise, and that's what they're going to do.
they do go for the Tiny.
I'll say your other option was to go as aggressive as you can and just hope you don't see the late game. But it looks like they'll go Tiny.
Tiny can be very aggressive, though.
True.
So
That's true. So Tiny will presumably, you think they'll run him mid here, or are they going to put him in the safe lane?
I think they're going to Omni Knight off lane, Queen of Pain mid, safe lane Tiny, and roaming Spirit Breaker Marana combo.
Okay. I like that. That's the kind of thing that makes me happy. I like to see that Omni Knight get the levels. It's pretty interesting. So we'll see how that goes. NCSU, I think, a little more of a transparent draft in terms of where they're going to put everybody. I guess you could maybe say Ember might not play mid. They could put Kunkka in the mid position, I guess. But who does better against that Queen of Pain?
I think they're going to put Kunkka in the mid, just because Ember Spirit does more with fast farm globally than the Kunkka will. Right, Kunkka does a lot of damage, but Ember Spirit, if he gets up fast traps out of the safe lane, then he can be in any lane, and then the Tiny can't shut him down.
That makes sense. Okay.
Obligatory early game pause.
Obligatory early game pause, and just so that Kim Jong-il can say ready. Tiny will disconnect from the game, so why not? As we let's do the introductions, because that's what we do best during these lovely pauses. So for the dire side for NCSU, North Carolina State University, I believe, we will have a lineup of, let's look at this. We've got Trex playing the Faceless Void. We're going to have the Dark Wizard playing that Nyx Assassin. Super Saiyan on the Kunkka. Witch Doctor is going to be played by Tramini, and the main character in this game is going to be the Ember Spirit.
All right, and coming in here for CMU, Central Michigan University, we have Venom taking that Tiny, Kim Jong-il taking the Queen of Pain, Jade on the Marana, Solo Brew on the Spirit Breaker, and Malum on the Omni Knight.
That's pretty good. We should just start. Is that where'd you get the echo sound effect?
I whipped out some sound effect machines from my old days on the road, and I figured we got some time in between. You know, we're just hanging out, and I toy around with it a little bit.
That's better than the way we used to do echoes. We used to go. He would say a name, and then I would just repeat it. Yeah, he would be like Nyx Assassin. Definitely not the same feel, so I like what you got going on here. Last Hit Tonight chart will be up for us as soon as the game gets underway. Hopefully it starts soon, because I'll be honest with you, Gorgon, I got a lot to do tonight before I go to bed. I got to watch that debate.
I'm a sick old man right now, Toffees. I am literally dying.
Right?
In this
Why they
chair.
gotta hire old people to cast, and then college kids are all like, "I'm gonna pause because I gotta go poo."
Do college kids poo a lot? Is that like a?
I think so. They eat a lot of junk food at like
Whoa.
student unions and stuff.
Okay, this must be a glitch with the pause.
What's up?
But my camera is super close to like Nyx Assassin is my entire screen right now.
Well, that's just because you zoomed in.
But I'm not in inspect mode. Like I'm in normal camera and I'm zoomed. I'm not. You shouldn't be able to zoom in that far. Like the game doesn't normally let you without console commands. So I'm confused, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, it could make for an interesting game for you as we continue to wait. Tiny has reconnected. That's the best news we've had so far.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we already talked about how the lane should break down for both teams, probably. The Nyx Assassin will be crucial in dealing with this Murata Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
So I hope they'd find a way to get him some levels.
Yeah. You gotta find a way. You know, if there is no way, you gotta find it. And let's see, main character buys and sells right away. He's got one tango shared and a poor man's shield as he gets ready to head out to lane. I don't know. That shared tango tells me maybe he's going to the mid position and Kuka's going somewhere else.
Yes, it's possible.
Anything's possible. This is Dota.
I'm interested to see which rune that they try to deal with.
Solo Bravo.
So they've got the Sacred Arrow, obviously, right? And they are going to contest the top rune and leave Tiny on his own to deal with the bottom rune.
All right, so NCSU's, yeah, so they're going to all head out there. Track's going to go ahead, take that ward down, try to get some control on his lane. Tiny's going to meet him head on, and he will bounce back. So he saw Venom a little bit there. He's not interested in going head to head with Tiny just yet, or is he, as they see each other and start to play the game of don't what's he saying? Don't ward me, bro. Sorry, I got really distracted there by that tango that he threw on the ground for no reason. Was he trying to bait him forward to destroy his tangos?
I'm not sure. I was watching the bottom rune because I thought there might be some action down here, but it's not happening either.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Nick saw Tiny across the map, and Tiny threw down. Charge arrow. That's what they wanted. Combo on main character. The cast only gets one bounce. In comes Kim Jong from the backside. Main character getting very low. They're committing a lot to make sure he gets first blood. Down he goes. Solo Brew gets it. Turns back around. Super Saiyan getting knocked in and blocked with the body. Kim Jong turns back around. Solo Brow. What? That was a nice kill, so we're going to see him go down. Wizard taking damage, though, as everybody's here on top, and Dark Wizard's going to try to run, but where's he going to end up going? Nowhere. That makes it a triple, 3-for-1, going the way of the guys from CMU again. What a start to this game. It was just like last time, but worse.
Yeah, some sweets here coming out from the team that had nothing to avenge, I guess, but
Sorry.
we're already going to see the Murata getting ready to try and gank here in the mid lane again.
Looks like they want to make...
What were you giggling at there?
Down and bottom. Oh, so you may remember Zingle. Zingle's one of our most dedicated fans. He's here every single week for CSL. And I made that comment about...
University of Michigan as well.
Yeah, I made that comment about how bad college students eat. And he said he was offended as he eats an entire bag of Oreos watching the game. And I laughed because I remember being in college. And I remember last night I also did that too. Wizard.
Yeah.
Oh man. The thing is, like, I have a wife who tries to teach me better, and I still do that. Trex and Venom going head to head. He's gotta be careful here because Venom has his combo up. If he chooses to use it, he's going to. Trex will survive as Venom doesn't have the mana to toss. So a little mango maybe would have gone a long way there. G, though, comes in, ends the salve, but not before it heals him up most of the way. Venom's going to start running some mana regen as well that he loses to a creep almost instantaneously as he continues to try to fight here. Trex out of lane. G taking some serious damage from the tower. In they go. Trex drops low. He's got the spiked carapace. That's going to buy some space, but the creeps are here. Venom on the wraparound puts him into the trees. Not much Trex can do to survive this, though Venom taking a lot of damage from the tower. Trex will ultimately go down. Double TP to come in for the save as Venom jukes through the trees. Got the salve, eats his way back as far as he can. No TP though. Arrow for zoning. Venom comes back out and starts the punching game. More TPs to follow. Nice play by the Kunkka to buy some space. Venom now going to go back into the trees and hide out. Mainly just make some space for the Murata to potentially get away here. Tries to eat his way out and will sort of clear. Does he have enough to dodge the death?
Yeah, he's
Tremini
fine.
comes
He's
back
fine.
in. If he's got a cask, he doesn't. They turn back. Venom wants the
Venom
kill.
goes back!
G tries tries to get it. They can't kill through the health. Now G and Venom are low as they kite the entire team. Venom sees an invis rune. It's all he wants. It's what he needs more than anything in the world. X marks the spot, but no mana to hide, and he's going to get away. He got away. They did ultimately kill that Murata, but that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
The worst part about that is Venom could have eaten his way through these trees and been absolutely fine at any point in time.
Oh, man.
And he stayed to fight it behind the tower. Intentionally.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Spirit Breaker charges to mid and gets a kill on Ember Spirit, who was trying to get her some regen. He literally had a healing wave coming out to him, but didn't get there in time. Healing self.
Tiny going. Did Tiny just kill himself to go back to the fountain? Is that what that was?
That was.
Yeah, he bought out, so that must have been what that was.
I don't see why not after that happened. Wizard jumps forward to scare Malum. Malum could care less. 5-1. Gold lead already at 2,000 for the guys from CMU here. And CMU looking like they're in a good position to roll forward.
Yeah, well, good position is certainly where they need to be because the late game coming out of NCSU is quite strong. So they want to maintain this early momentum. They want to make sure that they don't lose any of their lanes if possible, and more so than in a normal game, right? Because the way that the draft shook out, every lane from NCSU can go into the late game pretty extensively.
Perfect. Zingle, I know you're two rows deep. If you go ahead and finish off all 3 rows, we'll applaud you live on stream.
He lives, I think, like 3 blocks from me. So if you don't want to finish those, you can bring him on over here and I'll eat him for you.
Sounds hot. Someone's getting a booty call.
Yeah, but bring me Oreos, I guess is what I'm saying. Anybody, really, if anybody in the CSL wants to bring me Oreos, I'm okay with that.
This just hit. Oh, Kim Jong-il about to die. He jumps to safety, but the X marks the death spot.
The charge on Trex, it's coming.
Malum up on top.
Get away.
Run away. They're going to try to find him here. There's the jump by Wizard to lock him out, but Malum's got an escape path built into the trees, and will walk right out, stopping to right-click Trimini on the way, and now he's going to chase. Got that D-Gen aura up. Trimini taking some damage. Malum being maybe a little overzealous here, but he's got the heal and the mango, so he knows he can keep himself up if need be. Solobrow goes to the bottom and gets Nyx. He will not die to the tower. Eating that Tango literally saved his life, and he somehow survives. That was crazy. That was uncomfortable.
Now I'm probably going to go down as an exchange up top, though.
He's running. He's got the mango if he needs to heal himself. 2 seconds left, but the bounce is there. Here comes the right click. No, he could have mango healed, but he didn't do it. He didn't stop in time. G, though, comes through, puts out some serious damage, but Trimini's got some heal. Missed by the Kunkka. Now G still committed to trying to get this kill. He's very deep. That means he will most likely go down in return. He's going to run out the back way, though. And there's the jump forward by Wizard. G putting as much distance as he can. 20 seconds left on his ability to escape. No rotation coming from Kim Jong-il, though, to aid in the escape, which you think he would do, right? Because if G turns around and does 2 or 3 right clicks on Dark Wizard, then Quap could get the kill. But Dark Wizard realizes the dangerous predicament he was in. Solobrow charges past him and was going after Super Saiyan, cancels instead of trying to change it to the Dark Wizard. He doesn't have his ultimate yet, so there's no way to change shape in the middle of a charge. Venom, meanwhile, on the bottom, going head-to-head with Trex. The spiked Carapace putting in some work to keep him alive. But 7-3, goal lead at 1,500. Is NCSU doing okay, or is they in a situation, or is it as bad as we think it is?
They're doing okay. They're not doing great. They obviously need to turn this around at some point. But unlike their predecessors up against this CMU squad, right, these guys do have a lot of late game to fall back on, and they do have some mid-game strength as well. So for them, stop getting picked off, right, get some kills, but their level of execution has just been a mile behind CMU so far.
Solobrew comes in with the charge, not level 6, so no ability to sort of zone there. The arrow will come through, catches Super Saiyan. He is not happy about that as he ends up going down. Kim Jong from the backside, but a really nice arrow that missed its intended target, but yielded, honestly, a better kill for them.
Might yield more.
That is true.
Honestly, they're going to push out here.
Still coming forward.
Murata's going to make the creeps around the back end.
They do like to sniff around the back end. Venom's playing a very dangerous game here. No regen. He's low on both aspects. Trex very tempted to make a move on him. He's almost got Vendetta, though, so I assume that he'll hit 6 and try to make a move on this Tiny, who is a bit low on health. Not a bit. He's quite low at this point. And doesn't really have the potential to get any regeneration coming out to him at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that Trex can do in this lane other than get his levels and try to get his farm. Venom can't really contest him either, fortunately, but the way that these lanes ended up breaking down so that you've got the Void and the Kunkka in the same lane together, this is just not working.
Up on top, we see a charge through again. He got a double. We're going to see Super miss with the Torrent. He was doing a bit of zoning, so I guess it's not a miss if he forced everybody back. Malum taking some last hits. Looks like he wants to go head-to-head with Dark Wizard in the trees. G is going to continue to hide, looking for a potential spear. Venom taking damage again from Trex, who doesn't have the mana to use the Vendetta, so he's just going to sort of keep trying to harass with the right clicks as best he can. Main character regen, TP's back out to mid, and will enjoy a little bit of free farm, something that he hasn't been able to get his hands on recently.
Yeah, he desperately needs this, but his team is still falling behind. The Void is on top of the net worth right now, fortunately, so they do have something going for them. And that's not the hero that I would want to be on top of the net worth if I had to choose one, but at least you got one up there.
You got one up there. Kim Jong-il, though, looking for a little love, going into the jungle, makes his move forward. They've got two in the trees, and they have the Chronosphere available. In he goes. Here's the charge. Chrono doesn't come out before the death. Now Wizard's got to jump to safety. Make Chrono for safety reasons to get away. Main character comes in. There's the Chronosphere. Malum under tower. G taking a lot of damage. Dark Wizard jumps, and now he's going to run. He got the Mirana. Kim Jong-il gets X backward into a torrent, but here comes Solo Brew moving on Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan left to his own devices as they're going to try to fight him underneath the tower. They do manage to get him. Solo Brew now backs up, but main character is waiting. Solo Brew has charge in 2 seconds. It may not be enough to save Kim Jong-il, though. It does, though. He blinks away. Now we see the charge. He's going to get the double. He's going to go right through Tramini here and be able to pull this double. So he does manage to get it. Main character's going to get stunned, but there's no follow-up. The arrow does just barely miss. Had that hit, it would have been a kill. That said, the guys from CMU playing very well here on the top lane.
Yeah, NCSU doing what they can, but they are starting to fall behind. They got something out of that. They did get some farm onto their Ember Spirit out of that fight, who really needs it very badly, but they are now about to break into the 2,500 net worth deficit line, which is sub 10 minutes, a pretty bad place to be.
Yeah. So that's, CMU doing what CMU seems to do best, which is bring these aggressive front lane loaded game that sort of pulls them into a ganking based mid game, and it looks like it's going to go much similarly than it has in the last one. Void falls off of the top slot to the Queen of Pain, probably for a brief moment, but that is relevant as number 3 and 4 are both also on the Radiant side. The farm of the Ember Spirit isn't dismal, but it's definitely not where he's comfortable being at this stage of the game. He definitely wants to get up and running, like you said, a little bit faster than he's been able to do so. Venom now enjoying some free farm on the bottom, and I think that that's probably a very bad idea.
Well, yeah, giving him free farm is a bad idea, but leaving him vulnerable to a gank is also not necessarily the greatest of all ideas. Fortunately for him, his opponents don't really seem interested in coalescing around him. Trex is going to try, but he can't do it on his own.
The Will Vendetta attack does a good amount of damage to Venom, dropping him very low while the stun is up. Venom's going to do a counter, slows him down, but he doesn't have a lot of mana left. He will run that bottle to get himself back up to a fighting chance. And now, here was what they were planning. Wizard was coming in with the Chronosphere, but a bit of miscommunication. The Vendetta went too early, so the Dark Wizard was a reaction instead of inaction of that fight, and it just did not pan out. Solobrow cancels the charge. Is going to see top where main character is going to fight with G. His charge is on cooldown though, so G's going to have to try to jump to safety. TP's out, but not far enough. Main character able to stop him. Solobrow does dodge the Trek stun. Kim Jong-il looks like he wants to fight this. Has to be careful though. X marks the spot. The torrent will hit, as will the Chronosphere. Kim Jong-il thrown up in the air, but it won't be long enough to save his life. There's the charge. It'll be a triple. Solobrow cancels, and he's in trouble. He went too deep. He thought he could get a save, but it just did not work out. Malum with a big heal nuke, but will it be enough? The torrent is going to go down. X marks the spot as well. Solobrow lives, doesn't get X back because of the repel, so a nice play by the Omni Knight on the TP in there. They did lose one, but they could have lost more if the Omni didn't make such a great play.
Yeah, they got a fair amount out of that, despite the fact that their opponents teleported in 3 or 4. NCSU still trying to open up some space to make sure that they're getting basic farm. They don't have any core items up yet, which at 12 minutes is too long. Though they do have lots of sets of finished boots, so that's something.
All right, so now main character on the run. Malum's going to come through with that a really annoying degen aura. Only 1 point in it, though. He jumps away and leaves Super Saiyan to deal with the ramifications. Solar Brow's going to come through, gets the stun up on him. He's still not level 6, by the way, which has made it tough for him to sort of do the corralling plays that you really want to see out of ASB. But here comes Kim Jong-il. Everyone makes their move. There is no Chronosphere, though. They know that. Double stun from the Nyx, and that's going to be very painful for them. Solar Brow 3 seconds away from his charge. That's a huge ulti coming out of the co-op. She does a ton of damage. Now we're going to see the ultimate burn from the Omni Knight. He's living it up. Ember Spirit will jump to the remnants, and the chase is on. We see the follow-up from the Witch Doctor as well as the Faceless Void. Jumps forward, 44 seconds left. Kim Jong-il able to finish off the Ember Spirit. Now he is going to run for the hills. The rest of his team is isolated and away from him. His blink 4 seconds. Does he have the time to get there? He burns the wand, jukes around the trees. Not going to be enough. He will go down, and that will be the end of him in a 2-for-1 exchange that spanned half of the map.
Yeah, that was an interesting exchange going back and forth. I feel like CMU sunk a lot more into that fight, but they also reaped a lot more from it, right?
Yeah,
maybe a ghost ship would have been good there.
Didn't reap more. That said, though, NCSU far enough behind, maybe it balanced out a little bit more in terms of the gold. It did favor NCU at the back end of that fight, the overall switch. Tramini comes forward, puts up some nice push wards to make sure nobody's rotating into the jungle to pick them off. So this is usually a pretty good sign of how the Dire is feeling at the moment. They got such defensive wards up there to guard the expeditions of death that have entered their jungle so rapidly and aggressively in this game so far. Darkwoods does have a Chronosphere. If he wants to use it, he's waiting for his chance to potentially get that initiation. Gonna circle back around. Here it comes. There's the jump. He catches Solo Brow. Solo Brow pretty low. The ulti coming out from the Witch Doctor. Interesting choice to put it inside. He moves on Solo Brow. Solo Brow will be able to get out.
Yeah, so Tramini did not get the patch update from 6.84, I believe, where that Death Ward no longer works inside a Chronosphere. It will work shooting into a Chronosphere from outside of Chronosphere, though. So now he knows. Solar Brow is actually going to be stunned out of his charge, though. Nyx will miss that stun.
Quap destroys the tower. This just in. Kim Jong-il pushing the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the mid still going head-to-head with each other. Main character puts up the Searing Flame Guard and wants to start a fight, but I thought they were going to go on. I saw G circling around. Thought he might try to make it happen, but they're being pretty careful. They know that main character's done a good job of keeping safety remnants available to himself at all times, and they're not going to waste a precious arrow on him, as G is going to throw this one out. It goes through main character, who then jumps to safety.
That was a lot of damage. She barely got away from that.
I don't know how.
The arrow missed.
Would that
That's
arrow,
how.
yeah, would the arrow have hit if he hadn't been tossed? I wonder.
Yeah, toss does not actually remove you from targetable position.
Uh-oh, here we go. So in comes Super Saiyan. He does hit the boat. Solo Brow not going to chase here. Nice play by Solo Brow to contain main character. The stuns are there. The toss is there. He will go down. Great job chaining up those stuns. We're going to pop a prayer from Trex as he utilizes that Spike Carapace to get away. Kim Jong-il wouldn't be himself if he wasn't harassing. Now's the charge. He comes through. He gets a double. Solar Brow wants Super Saiyan. He doesn't have an ultimate to make the corral, though Kim Jong-il never likes to let anything go. Pulls his ulti, hits 2, but misses the one that he wanted to kill, and now he's going to chase deep. He's not against it. He's getting taken a lot of damage from the tower. In comes the Void. Nice play by Solar Brow to stun him as soon as he came back. Kim Jong's got to be pretty careful here. He's dropping low. Trex dropping low. They move on Tramini. Tramini going low. Trex very, very bottomed out. He's going to go down. And
What
Wizard
is going on?
is the last man
Indeed.
standing. Solar Brow will TP out. No time.
Wow. That can't be allowed to happen. That's a war. I'm sure there's something in the Geneva Convention about that.
About diving behind the tier 3s.
Behind tier 2, tier 3, into the Ancient, grabbing multiple kills, and then TPing out. Yeah,
That's true.
I'm sure it's in
the
there.
The fight started here and progressed literally, I think, along here. Back
Honestly, I think the
around
fight
here.
started closer to back here, and then moved toward the tower, and then there was that break out around here that you were mentioning, and the whole thing. Now, CMU have not really turned into a lot of towers so far with this, but they are starting to really pull ahead. Like, really, really. Blink on Tiny, and we've seen Venom just likes to initiate and engage.
Right.
He knows that Trex is nearby as well. He's trying to bait it, I think. So he does have a sentry. Trex is actually half inside that sentry
put your
range.
Tango's back in the ground. It almost worked so well at the beginning.
He also tried it with his stout shield in the beginning,
did
too,
he?
by the way. Yeah.
He likes that.
He's just putting everything down.
Solo Brow on the
Oh,
charge.
ice,
Comes in on
boy.
Wizard. Venom comes as well. Gonna make a move, but he gets stuck in the back by
that's
Trex. Nice play. Chronosphere comes out. Arrow misses, but Wizard had to deploy. He left because of the arrow to put him out of position. Now we see a giant boat coming through, making moves. Malum's gonna come in. He gets the heal bomb off, but he doesn't have his ultimate available. It just came off the cooldown. Is he gonna use it? He can't. He's stunned in the meantime. There's 1-for-1. Now we see Malum on the run. Still no ultimate burned. He did not have the mana. He used a heal instead. Solo Brow on the back out. They lost Mirana. Will they lose Solo Brow? It does look like it, and that's gonna be a 2-man kill. And great plays for NCSU on the back of Malum. Just did not have enough mana to effectively manage that fight the way that he wanted to.
Did you see Dark Wizard juke that Sacred Arrow? So
I-
here's the deal with that juke. The arrow had already missed by the time
Yes.
he tried to juke it. And then he just ran away from his target for a second. It almost looked like he was playing with like 80 ping or something, you know. Just enough ping that the arrow reaction wasn't quite there, but the thought that he should dodge it was.
Uh-oh. That's a tiny go kill. And he got the courier. Nice play there. No cargo on it, but still very annoying if you're the other team. Charge coming out from SB, but that's just to get back to lane. I doubt he's going to go through with it. As Venom with his Blink Dagger now off a cooldown will go into the trees, blink away to safety. Got a nice pick, got the courier, and no one can find him. TP's out. Searing Chains are up. He doesn't see him, though.
Papa was a rolling stone. Jeez, this guy.
Papa was a blinking stone, apparently.
Yeah, speaking of the Temptations, he's been going in way too deep and showing a lot of hubris, but they haven't been able to punish him yet.
There's a lot of hubris and Temptations.
He's being tempted. The temptation.
Oh, I got you now. Gold lead, by the way, 7,500, XP at 5, as CMU doing very similar to what they did in the last game, running their style their way. Kim Jong-il taking some damage on the bottom, goes head-to-head with main character. Flame Guard very strong. Mirana ulti not going to save you. Oh, will it? As Quap TPs to the tower, or sorry, blinks to the tower, fakes the TP, gets healed by Malum. They turn back around, and now Solo Brow got the stun, got the follow-up stun. Main character does not have a remnant down, but they also don't have enough damage to finish him off. Oh, maybe they do. 2 more ticks will do it. It is enough. Just barely by about 4 HP. They finish him. It's good. From behind comes Trex, who is trying to be a sneaky little devil as he comes in behind looking for initiation, wants at least a double stun, but he'll walk back. No harm, no foul. Gets behind his tower. Does put up a stun there. Vendetta ended just in time for Solo Brow to see him. Pops the Spike Carapace. Malum circles back around. There's going to be as much as the guys from Radiant Dire can muster. Will be enough. Dark Wizard comes in. He puts up the Chronos. Solo Brow caught inside of it. Ulti's going to make him ineffective, and Dark Wizard's going to have to back away. Solo Brow, though, doesn't like to leave a fight intact. He will walk away, giving his life rather than retreating, which, you know, is always one of those curious decisions. And as Morgan says, sometimes you just have to run. 8,000 gold, 5,000. When you've got that advantage, giving up a kill is just a bad idea. 22-11. Kim Jong-il going to sneak off here into the Roche pit to see if maybe he can get somebody when this rune spawns, or safely wait for the rune. It'll go into his bottle, and he will happily farm that up. Meanwhile, on the top lane, main character's going to do some creep skipping, trying to get this tower down. And the glyph's available. Will they flip it? They don't, because they know that he's coming in. Venom didn't want to tip him off. He got the deny in the process of getting the kill.
He didn't get the kill,
Oh,
but he did get the deny.
Did not get the kill?
As soon as he landed, Ember Spirit activated Fire Remnant.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was still pretty cheeky. It would have been super cool.
Yeah, it was a nice use of the skill to get the deny though. Like, it's certainly an A+ play by Venom. And now he's gonna go try to kill the Ember Spirit again.
This is Venom playing like Venom playing tiny like he plays.
Venom playing like Venom.
Right,
Yeah.
that's classic. Throws him back.
He's gonna try to get the kill. Just get away from me.
No, he got 2 last hits. He was like, I can't kill you. I'm just gonna go ahead and farm the camp that you were working on with you.
I think he was worried about the potential of the Knicks too.
I agree. I just think it's funny that he was like, all right, I can't take this fight, so I'm gonna take the 2 last hits with him.
Yeah, get away from me, you smell.
Man, my kid says that to me all the time. That's not true, he doesn't talk. 7,500 gold, 5,000 XP, as CMU continues to be dominant in this game, and I'm starting to think I might need a cough drop.
Yeah, I am right there with you, friend. We are struggling through game 2 here. 2 old men and some Dota. This is like a sitcom.
They pop a smoke and Mirana ulti because 2 is better than 1, and now they will go searching as a smoke is popped just outside of their sight range and runs in the opposite direction. Everybody's pinging Venom. Venom does have Mirana ulti, but he is revealed. Wizard's going to walk into him, gets caught in a lot of trouble. He's able to dodge that damage, though. Venom obviously not able to do enough, and that ability to time walk is just too frustrating. Now we see Wizard come in. He's going to make a play, puts up the Piranha Sphere, starts doing some damage. The charge coming down, but from so far away, it's not going to matter. And they do get a kill on Tiny, a kill that's going to give them a good amount of gold. 600 to be exact. And now the TP's to the bottom lane. Kim Jong-il and Malum going to be on defense. Here comes the Spirit Breaker. His team's pinging him, saying, I don't know about this, man. Or do they? Dark Wizard drops like a proverbial rock. Ultimate coming from the Witch Doctor. Doing a lot of work, though, as they don't have a stun. Nice combo by Trex to make sure Solo Brow can't do anything to stop him. Malum will put up his ultimate. That's physical damage, and Witch Doctor immediately has to run away. Trex takes some damage. Solobra uses the ultimate on him and ends up getting the double kill. So really nice play. Malum being the MVP there. Without that ultimate, that would have been the death of Solobra, potentially more, as he's able to save his team from a very well-placed Witch Doctor ultimate.
Well, yeah, you think Malum let Solobrow sweat it out long enough there? He waited till the last possible second to cast that ult. Hey, if I call the police right away, you won't learn your lesson.
It's true. That's a good point. I gotta think about that kind of stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, it's important.
Gotta let him sit in his drunk tank for a little while, you know? Simmer.
Yeah, you get them in the morning. They'll be fine.
I hope.
Or, you know, they'll learn a lesson, hopefully. That's the goal, right?
Yep.
Super Saiyan does have Ghost Ship. He's moving in. He's getting ready. Here comes the X. Here comes the Torrent. The Ghost Ship.
No Ghost Ship.
No, okay. He started the cast animation and then decided, oh, wait, we already lost the tower. Wow, he got an Ether Lens.
Why? Wait, who got Ether Lens?
The Kunkka.
I thought you pinged Tiny and said he got an Ether Lens.
No,
It was just
no.
super
That would be
confusing.
silly.
I was borderline angry for a second. I can handle
No.
clowny, but I can't handle downright ridiculous.
Kunkka's Ether Lens is weird though. Like landing that Ghost Ship seems like would be harder with
Right.
that Ether Lens. You would spend years probably learning how to land that Ghost Ship right, and then
It's true.
have it offset by 200 units all the time.
LeBron, main character, the arrow. He denied. He denied? That can't be a deny. No, he got the kill. Why did an exclamation point pop up? That's annoying.
He might have denied creep.
You know you're gonna die anyway.
I wasn't
Deny
watching.
Creep, I guess. All right.
Yeah,
Gold-
you're going down anyway. That's
Gold-
46 gold you just stole from their greedy little
That's
pockets.
true. Gold Lead 8,000 or 11,000 XP at almost 7,500, and the guys from CMU still doing their thing. Venom's not even worried, just farming his opponent's jungle as the entire opposing team is literally 200 units away. That's how aggressive and how CMU has been playing this entire match. Both matches tonight. I'm curious to see how the next game goes between NCSU and Purdue, as both of these teams seem to play a more passive game compared to CMU.
Absolutely nothing happens. Like, but all these games have been 9 million kills per minute. The next game will just be Harvest Moon Dota.
I would call
Just
myself.
watching people farm.
Oh, that would suck.
I know you love Harvest Moon Dota games. you weren't in Dota back when that was the standard, were you?
When
Back
China, when Super Farm China was going on.
like pre 2013.
Yeah, I came in right
Oh, he got it this time, Tremini, outside of the
There you
Chronosphere.
go.
Solo
He got the memo. Uh-oh. Though, there's the heal. Lots of damage going out. Arrow's going to come in, but there's also a boat. So many stuns. The throw from the outside, from the distance, not going to matter. Solo Brow comes in with his ultimate. Now he's running, but X marks the spot. They lost the Omni Knight. That was their signal to try to get out of dodge, and they will lose 2 again. B make it 3, feeding away G. And no, Venom comes in, and the Quap. They make it 2 for 3. Turn around on Science. Got nowhere to go. Quap finishes the Void. And now Super in some serious trouble, tossed up and destroyed. And they went from what we thought was a terrible engagement to Quap and Tiny coming in saying, no, that's what we wanted.
Yeah, no, when Venom arrives, you gotta leave at this stage. He's got an ethereal blade, by the way.
You know, he was even cool. He threw somebody in from down here and then walked
Yeah.
away for a second like, you guys will disengage now that you saw me. They didn't. He said, okay, link's up. I'm in.
All right, I warned you, motherfuckers. Yeah, that's
He went
basically
ethereal
what it
rush,
was.
by the way.
Yeah. I just pointed. Yeah, the toss avalanche combo with ethereal blade. He can one hit anybody with that.
Intriguing. My fingers aren't that fast to activate Ethereal Blade and then get the toss combo in.
Well, Venom is.
No kidding. I like people with fast fingers. I'm too old for that, but doing a great job, guys. Gold lead, by the way, 12,000 XP, cresting 75 at this point. If it was a question as to who's winning, then I don't think you have eyes, ears.
Woo!
Dota. That is super dead. X marks the spot where, you know, Venom will come back and rejoice in the kill that he just got. That's all that's going to happen there.
Keep talking. I'm looking up the combat log, how much damage that was.
Item-wise, it's CMU looking pretty gosh darn sexy and finishing off items rapidly all over the map. Ember Spirit has boots of travel, and he's close to a Battle Fury, but it's still a bit in the offing. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Now, we did get a triple chrono from Dark Wizard. G's going to go ahead and pop his ultimate. Malum is there, but he chooses his ultimate is used immediately, but it didn't get enough range to catch everybody. Solobrow taking some damage. Down goes the Witch Doctor, though. Nice play from Kunkka to buy some space, but Dark Wizard will be in trouble. Will go down. Venom blinks in for the kill, but doesn't get it. And says, all right, I guess I'll just go to the high ground. Takes a little more damage than I think he was hoping for, and now they will push up there. Kunkka is hitting those torrents very effectively. It's just not quite enough. Basically, that 8th one lets him slow down tower push, but is it going to be enough against this lineup? No Void, no Chronosphere. You know, they're in a tough situation. No Vendetta, no Ghost Ship. But they push him back.
If your opponent's only late game is a Tiny, and he can afford to go Ethereal Blade Rush, yeah, the game's not going your way. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, he actually just jumped in there and killed Kunkka after the fake retreat and then walked out the other side.
Yep.
So
Because he can blink right next to him, instantly do 1,500 damage. Right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I feel like it should be a Lifetime original movie. Main character.
Yeah, no, this is way too sad for Lifetime original. I don't think that the script would pass pre-production.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh no, he didn't get him though. Didn't get him. Ghost
The
Scepter.
creep screwed up the toss.
Oh, here comes the ulti. They're doing it. They're doing it. Liquid is doing it.
Oh,
no, the ultimate is there. Malum is the man. Here comes Wizard. He wants to play. No one goes down. They escape with their lives. The combo was everything that they wanted it to be, but it just wasn't enough. Malum basically just holding on to that Guardian Angel until he sees Witch Doctor use his ultimate, and it's working out phenomenally well. They're going to smoke and re-engage here as Trex comes forward, much to his chagrin. In comes the arrow. It's going to connect. Oh, man. Carapace does nothing for him. Trex goes down, and we get a parting torrent just to let everybody know, hey, Kunkka's around here somewhere.
Yeah, celebration. Old Faithful. Wow, look at this tower, by the way. 45 health. Because it's being ignored, basically.
Which one? The
Tiny, the one in the mid, the tier 3 mid. Like, anybody could walk up and overcome the backdoor protection on that.
There we go. Down it goes. Torrent for harass. From range, Wizard waiting to jump in. He's got the Chronosphere. He wants to use it. He catches G. G could be in some trouble. Venom's going to wait for it to end. Dark Wizard with the dodge again. In comes the boat, though. It'll catch one, but Venom's closing. Tosses Solobrow up in the air as a bit of miscommunication. Bouncing cast. Wizard low. He's got nowhere to go. He jumps. All right, but will it be enough? I don't think so. Down he drops, and now they will move around, get themselves a comfortable Rax. They go for range first. And just in case there's a re-engagement, Venom just dancing instead of striking.
Main character, meanwhile, we'll get to tier 2 bottom. So this is a trade. And remember, NCSU, no matter how far behind they are, their late game is vastly superior. Like, Kunkka and Ember Spirit can push out waves of megas. If there's a team that you draft to deal with megas, Kunkka and an Ember Spirit would probably be on that team.
Venom's going to blink in and move on Trex. In fact, he's moving on the entire team. Ends up killing... Did he kill Void? No, Void was already down. Almost got the kill.
Almost. Yeah, and
got it. The key is he blinked into 4 opponents, almost killed someone, and then walked away.
Yeah, well, he TP'd away, to be fair.
Fair enough. Well, he flew away, but inside a tier, what, 4s? Jesus.
Yeah, inside of the tier 4s. But, you know, also contingent on that is that he can't be attacked while he's under the impact of Ethereal Blade,
That's
right?
true.
So he can go in pretty far and be pretty safe while doing it. But main character did get a trade out of there. It was not a great trade, but he at least got something for his team. He's working on his second Battle Fury now, it looks like. Nope, he's going for a Crystallis instead. I don't know why I thought second Battle Fury when I saw Broadsword. That was weird. That used to be a standard build. Multiple Battle Furies on the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I remember that. Gold lead, by the way, is at 22,000 XP, is it? Almost 20 as CMU is, well, It's a massacre. We'll just call it what it is.
Yeah, not as bad as last game. Last game at this time, they'd already been found and hooking for like 3 minutes.
That's true.
And they had more than 1,000 net worth per minute advantage.
They also,
They have the better late game draft, right? This game, no matter how far behind you are with an Ember Spirit Kunkka Void as your core, like...
You potentially could come back, I guess.
Right. If Central Michigan just screw around,
Right.
they will eventually lose this game.
That's true. And you can see main character doing his thing, pushing that bottom lane at the same time, creep skipping, hoping that maybe they will screw around. He can turn around and take one out of their mouths. That said, we see another blink come in. Trimini dropping low. He doesn't have the time to finish it though. Solo Brow moves on the entire team, but he's out and alone. He's got to be careful. Malum gets caught inside of the Chronosphere, but he gets nobody else. That's actually bad as Solo Brew comes in with Kim Jong-il, trying to make something happen. We see the throw from Venom, who wraps back around. Nice ulti from Kim Jong, and then we get the save, or the attempted save from Omni. Solo Brew makes his move on Super Saiyan. Venom's going to throw backwards on the main character. Main character throws out the Remnant, and that'll leave Super Saiyan behind. Ulti comes out from the Witch Doctor from the high ground. Everybody just zones backwards on it. Venom's thinking about it. He wants to.
He's going.
Too much. Oh, he gets the stun up. He's taking a lot of damage here. Ethereal Blade. Magic damage coming out. You're going to throw back the Witch Doctor to Malum. Then you'll see... Wow, then Tiny runs and comes back, gets the kill. Venom's actually playing really, really well. At the risk of giving him too much of an ego, I'm pretty impressed how he's playing this Tiny.
Nah, he's playing completely. He could have hit the Ember Spirit with that Ethereal Blade, but instead he self-cast, right? Could have been doing better.
You think so?
Venom.
I think he made the right call.
Wait, why?
I think that he was too low. I think that if he had gone on to...
No, but he could have
I see
just
what you're saying.
disengaged.
I see what
Like, and he would have gotten the bonus damage and still disengaged.
Fair enough. All right, CMU regrets
One
CSL
little mistake.
playoffs as captain's draft. We're going to game 3, guys. One more to go. My name's Tops. You can find me at Toffee's TV. I'm joined by Gorgon the Wonder Cow. You can find him at the Wonder Cow, and of course you can follow us at C Star League over on Twitter. We got one more match. It's going to be NCSU versus Purdue University coming up here in just a few minutes. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Listen to some music. Hang out with us in Twitch chat. And as always, Toffee's out.